settle in and let's see how this match plays out. We've got Deathwatch on Imperial side, and we've got Raiders on Rebels. We'll kick things off and see how the Rebels are doing over here. Pacific Knave is the team captain on this team. They're right in the bushes.
Into the enemy's hands. Do whatever it takes to capture them.
Commander Dage, you guys probably recognize him from the last match. He's got his team of Imperials ready to go, rocking the Scout Trooper armor, and away we go. First pod is landed, and Dage is bringing up the rear. His team's pretty aggressive getting in there. And let's see on the Imperial side, or on the Rebel side, we got Executor 9. And it's the same spot. That pod always drops near the Rebel transport. It's a tough one. We see somebody on Dage's team already pop their personal shield, makes it easy, and he's going around meleeing these guys. And we've got 2 personal shields and a whole bunch of Shadow Troopers. Shadow Troopers are really hard to see in some of the shaded areas of this map, but very intimidating to see. As these Shadow Troopers with jetpacks come in, and they made short work of that drop pod, and now it is counting down on the Imperial side, and those Rebels are far back in the bush. And they are not coming close. Well, now they seem to be in it. And, Deathwatch is defending it, and it's a quick defense. Somebody popped a smoke grenade.
Imperials have captured an escape pod.
But it shifted to Imperials. So it's a quick 1-pod victory there. We've got Noah here on the Imperials.
We want that location and capture it.
Cyrus is my idol. Cyrus is my idol, 117. Making his way in. His teammates are already claiming the pod. No, the Rebels are taking that one, sorry. The Rebels have that pod in their favor. And we get to see Deathwatch, how they handle that. And it's right in the middle of the swampy lake. No cover whatsoever, so you pretty much have to hang back and defend that thing from a distance. There's nothing to hide behind. So it's just pure open at that point. And Master Qui-Gon just dropped. Let's see how Dage is handling things personally as the captain of his team. He's coming in. And he's got that bubble shield pop. Oh, sorry, that was Cyrus is my idol. Sorry. Dage is off hiding in the back. Like a good team captain should be. Send your troops in. Not too sure what the strategy is there. We have his team moving in. 2 pods to nothing right now. Dage is moving quick. They do not want to give these guys any ground whatsoever.
We have the location of another pod.
Let's go back here on team captain of the Rebels. Pacifica's just killed by Qui-Gon. Kill count's not too high. We've got the Papa Man as the backup leader here on the Rebels side. These are new teams. Raiders is new for GX Esports. Our last event, we did not see these guys in the event. This is our first time getting a look at what these guys can do. And not too sure. I think they're a UK-based team as well. So it's good to get different demographics from different sides of the world. See what these guys are all about. And, like I said previously, Dage's team is well-trained. They play a lot together, and it really shows in their teamwork. And Dage just gets dropped. Bush Wookiee looks like he rose to the top on the Imperial side, and he's down as well. So it looks like the Rebels are making a real big push. Over to Geordie Jedi X. Pod is in their favor. And we have a probe droid on the map, which is quickly taken out. Probe droids are basically the ability to see other players on the opposite team. It sends out little pulses and pings the battlefield so you see enemies, as well as it actually does fire as well, so it acts as a sort of a casual offensive weapon. Things are really, really crazy right now. It's kind of a back and forth thing. Imperials, so we've got Deathwatch currently claiming the pod for themselves. It's not quite at the halfway mark yet, but with all the Rebels pushed far back, it doesn't look like it's going to happen for them for this pod. We're now at 3/4 of the way. We have Noah 2801 looking by himself. He's eyeballing the pod. Not too sure if he's going to make a move on it. He could potentially try right now, but if he doesn't, then they've lost it. So we're at 3-0 here for Death Watch. And looks like these rebels are barely putting up a fight. And the next pod's going to drop really quickly here. Let's see what Dage is doing. Getting his team ready to rush it. And it has landed, and it looks like they're in a good position to claim it. It's a random drop. You never really know. I mean, I've played matches where these drop pods will land literally right on my doorstep. And, you know, it's kind of a blessing. You get first crack at getting it, but then you got to hold it. So in this case here, looks like we've got the Raiders attempting a grab, and they've managed to switch it over to them, which is good. Now the timer's restarting. So they are now going to have to hold that. So let's see how their defensive techniques are. It's all well to rush in and grab something, but really it's your defense that defines you with this game mode. And in this case here, it looks like Dage is not rushing the pod just yet. Looks like the Rebels are holding off. We got the Raiders who are really standing firm and keeping that pod to themselves. They've got it over 3/4 of the way. We've got Master Dragon coming up, and it doesn't look like they are going to get it. Oh no, it looks like they did. They managed to sneak in and steal it back. So again, the timer is going to restart on that, even though it was 3/4 of the way in the Rebels' favor. Just by grabbing it like that means they're going to have to restart the timer, and now Dage's team on Death Watch is now in the defensive mode, and we get to see how he handles the defensive stance on Endor. It's the Papa Man and Geordie Jedi X on the Rebels. They're making a push. They've got a couple Rebels down in the trenches there. And going underneath that Rebel transport is always a scary proposition. In this case, they chose to go over it. But you never know what's hiding on the other side of that transport. It uses a good block of the whole map, so you never really see anything. Dage is doing an amazing job holding this pod. And they've taken it. So now we're on to a new pod. And it looks like it could be a sweep here for Death Watch. Let's see how the Rebels are handling it. Cyrus, my idol. Let's go Geordie Jedi X for the Rebels. It looks like they're at the pod. He's claiming the pod. And now they have to defend it. And that's the trick, right? Is you're not building a good... and you can't really defend these pods with one person, and that's the problem. So let's see here. Bush Wookie 101. He's a top scorer for his team. He's deployed a infantry turret. And that's going to thin those guys down. That's a very good strategy to use. You pop one of those infantry turrets right next to a pod and just let it do its thing. It will either thin them out or take them out altogether. Having been killed by those darn infantry turrets many times, I can tell you they're very much annoying. But very good that he got one of those in the pickups. And that's why grabbing the pickups is important too. When those drop pods let those little goodies out, you want to scoop them up because you get things like infantry turrets. Maybe thermal imploders. That's it. That's a quick victory by Death Watch. They took that in 5 and made short work of Raiders.